Welcome back to the show, everybody. We got a lot to talk about today. XRP charts, is this a glitch or is something else going on? We got a zero market cap for coin market cap as well. We're going to get into that. And what does SEC clarity really look like? Well, we're going to show you today. And more evidence is coming to light, and this is really getting bad for the SEC here. Ripple and the SEC settlement talks, believe it or not, it is happening at some point, even if only for an hour. James Wallis, Vice President of Central Bank Engagements for Central Bank Digital Currencies, has some incredible remarks, and we're going to show them to you. And he talks about a bridge currency for the BIS. This is getting good. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow me on Twitter at BackupBradleyAbove, and everything that we're talking about here today is December 16, 2021, and we got nothing showing for a coin market cap here. It obviously a glitch on the page, and we just had a major glitches on Coinbase and coin market cap the last couple days. And we're going to take a look at something else this morning too. But right now the prices are showing, if they happen to be accurate, Bitcoin at 49,100 and change, and we see Ethereum at 4,000 plus, and Solana now is 186 bucks and 93 cents, and we see Cardano coming in at $1.32. XRP is 83 cents. Let's take a look here at the range. 0.7908 on the low end and 0.8419 on the high side. We'll keep an eye on it. And all of these glitches and numbers are brought to you by Uphold Link to. If you have an Uphold wallet, you can earn $1,000 of XRP back if you buy private equity through your Uphold wallet, which you can do from Link to. And that is done in a celebration and the understanding and support of XRP being acknowledged as a currency to buy that private equity. That's how much Link2 believes in what they're doing. And obviously Uphold does too, right? And if you buy Ripple private equity, you will get $1,500 worth of XRP as a show of support of XRP being a security. You do have to be accredited, but you do not have to be accredited to join Link2 as a member and get access to incredible amount of information of all these companies behind this blockchain crypto space and many other incredible areas of industry that are really starting to explode as well. AI, automation, you need to check them out. Let's go ahead and take a look at this, because this is another glitch that we've seen. This is really becoming a thing here. This is XRP charts, and it says basically that it gets the information from the XRP ledger, and this was glitching out apparently too. Or is it something else? I see this as a glitch, okay? This number is in the quintillion, what, hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, what, trillions, quadrillion, and quintillion, I think is how it goes. And obviously that looks like a serious glitch to me, but why is this stuff happening? You know, I mean, we just saw also, you know, between all these glitches and things of this nature, Canada shut down 4,000 of their government websites because of the threat of attack. So is this what the World Economic Forum was warning us about, and a massive cyber attack that would make the pandemic look like child's play, which gets very hard to imagine, to be honest with you. But we'll keep an eye on what's happening around the globe here. Here is Jay Clayton and SEC refusing to answer questions related to gross impropriety regarding the XRP case. He's sharing here, John Deaton is the Empower Oversight Whistleblower and Research Group that is in fact suing the SEC over a conflict of interest, and they are refusing to give information that really is from a Freedom of Information Act known as a FOIA. And this is getting really ugly, because now it's beyond just XRP holders being represented by John Deaton and the case between the SEC and Ripple. But if you want to see what clarity looks like from the SEC, this is what it looks like. Take a watch right here.
Redact, Pat. If he's asked a question, have you ever had clients that are part of the Ethereum Foundation?
And it's talking about the deposition with William Hemman in the SEC versus Ripple case. Keep listening.
If I represent you and your business,
Yeah.
I can't talk about what we talk about.
John, is
but
this
if
public record?
No, it was an exhibit that's
So
public
we
record.
can't. Can we show this or no?
Oh, yes, you can show it.
So like,
Absolutely.
so I don't know if people can see this, but
And it's
this
pages
is
of that.
This is an entire page of every single word on the page redacted, and there's pages of it.
This is your transparent Securities Exchange Commission.
Holy moly!
You were going somewhere.
And the gentleman that he's talking to, along with Patrick Bet David, who's not on screen at this point, but the gentleman sitting beside John Deaton right here is a huge Ethereum fan and investor. And he is blown away by the information that he learns in this podcast, as well as they all are. But keep listening right here.
We're going somewhere about this, why they would do this.
Well, what I was saying is it's not even privileged. There's no reason to redact it. Someone could ask me, are you the lawyer for Pat? I say, sure. I'm not going to tell you what we talk about. But it's not, I can't say, you know what I mean? These firms brag. If you go on his firm, Simpson Thatcher, they'll brag. We represent Google. We represent Yahoo. We were part of the Alibaba IPO. They brag about who their clients are. But in a deposition on taxpayer dollars, we can't get to know what
This
your
shit gets me
conflicts were.
fired up, man.
And it should get him fired up, as well as many others, and 3 million subscribers on the Patrick Bet David podcast that just heard what is going on. And it could quite possibly become the financial scandal of the century. We're talking about introducing a new emerging asset class. An asset class has not been introduced since at least the 1800s, and we're talking about the bond market, right? So this is not a small matter. Billions of dollars have been allowed to launch and take off on top of the Ethereum network, while Ripple, XRP, and many other projects have been held back so Ethereum could have that free pass. Something is not right here. And it looks to be even more not right. This is TAIG, who's an incredible researcher on this crypto Twitter here. And he highlights that Jay Clayton, who had said that he had no knowledge of Apollo, went and obviously involved with them. You know what I mean? Here we see this is Jay Clayton right here. Jay Clayton right here. And then looky here. He had no knowledge of Apollo Investment Fund. But here he is, right here, tied into him. Employers' assets, income, and retirement accounts. Looky there. We know that he also sat in on a meeting with them during his tenure and at the SEC chair position. And we know that he said on CNBC that he had no knowledge of Apollo before he went to work with them. There are really some huge inconsistencies here, and it needs to be investigated by the proper entity, whether that's Department of Justice or the FBI, but it needs to be from an independent group, not within the SEC. They have lost so much integrity at this point. And here's some more information about potential Ripple settlement talks confirmed. Stephen Huber, another great crypto influencer, and this is shared on ProCoin News, which you should be following. We're 361 days now, ladies and gentlemen, into this case with no resolution. But Ripple SEC settlement talks are confirmed. If you go down into this, it basically says, and we'll go and open this up very quickly here. It says here that Stephen Huber uncovered a real gem here, that pursuant to an order filed in the case, the attorneys for Ripple and the SEC court ordered to meet face-to-face or by video conference. No doubt Gary will not be leaving his living room for at least 1 hour to discuss a settlement. This must occur within 14 days of the close of fact discovery, it says. And this is the actual tweet right here from Stephen Huber. Shout out to them and ProCoin News for this. And we're about to hear James Wallis, the Vice President of Central Bank Engagement for CBDCs. Stay with me here. This is actually the paper here from the document filed. All expert discovery shall be completed no later than August 16th, except as provided in paragraph here 2. It says parties shall exchange opening expert reports no later than July 9, 2021, and rebuttal expert reports, if any, no later than August 2nd, 2021. All counsels must meet face-to-face or via video conference for at least 1 hour to discuss settlement within 14 days following the close of fact discovery. So you have to wonder what has gone on there. There's so much that goes on that we are not even privy to. So the plot thickens here. But while the plot thickens, it really thickens. This is James Wallis, Vice President of Central Bank Engagements for CBDCs, Ripple X, and at Ripple, joins John Orchard, CEO of the OMFIF, to discuss central bank digital currencies, collaboration between public and private sectors, and much more. Well, let me take you into this because there's some gems in here I don't mind telling you. Let's start right here at the 2-minute 56-second mark. Let me start this really quickly here. Oh, let me just really get this going here. I'm going to have to do this a certain way. You guys can bear with me here. Let's see.
Welcome.
Let me fast forward here and we start right here. I'll get close. Here we go.
A while and talked to a lot of central banks during our core business of our RippleNet, our cross-border payment business. We have to talk to central banks, and we have to get approvals for our payment network in most countries. At the end of the day, the banks said, "Look, we don't want to use a public blockchain. We want to have control using a private blockchain, but we do see some value in working with the private sector." So we decided to take some of the technology that we have, the RippleNet, and some of the public blockchain technology that we use with the XRP ledger, and we created a private CBDC ledger. So it's a distributed ledger based on blockchain, but it can be run and managed by a bank, central bank, and those trusted parties such as commercial banks they want to work with. Specifically, we've got a number of projects on the go. There are 2 that are
a number of projects that are on the go, and then he goes on to talk about the Republic of Palau and the Central Bank of Bhutan, which we are aware of. But let me now, and I guess I have to do it this way, just bear with me here. We also know he goes on to talk about the Digital Pound Foundation, which is really, really impressive. But what I want to take you to now is I want to take you to a spot here. Of course, it'll make me play it, but let me take you to this spot where we go to 23:18. And he's going to talk about the BIS. He's going to talk about the BIS, and I'm going to let it go right here. He's going to talk about the BIS bridge currency prototype. Listen to this.
Cross-border is becoming a bigger topic around central bank digital currency. BIS has got their MCBC approach. How do you resolve that? And I think this notion of a neutral bridge currency to be the building block, if you like, between different currencies, that's going to be something to balance as well. So I added a 4th one in there. I'm sorry, I sneaked an extra one in, but
and that's okay, James. We're glad you did sneak that extra one in there. So that's him talking about the bridge currency prototype that the BIS is using to really solve the issue, which he talks about earlier. And I could play the clip, but you see what a pain in the butt it is. But it's a fantastic podcast between the 2 gentlemen, and I want to thank them for it. But what they talk about here is one of the pitfalls of a central bank digital currency is that every different country, government, region, CBDC is going to have a slightly different set of governances and rules based on their country and their laws and regulations. And the way to really solve that issue is if you have a bridge currency that sits in between these differentials, these variations of how these CBDCs are treated depending on the region of the world you're in, you could really respect those boundaries, because a bridge currency could solve that issue. Whereas you would have this friction, not only through the movement of these things, but friction through the regulations and the laws that are governing these digital CBDCs as well. Let's listen here as BIS Augustin Carstens confirms exactly that and really describes how this prototype can settle in seconds and eliminate pre-funding of accounts exactly as XRP is designed. They don't say it, but I'm a speculator in this space, and I'm betting to some degree XRP will be used as a bridge currency between some of these central banks, if not all of them. Not financial advice, my digital perspective. Check it out.
Indeed, the answer is yes. The prototype achieved a substantial improvement in cross-border transfer speed from multiple days to seconds. Second, the cost of such operations for users can also be reduced by up to half.
Seconds.
The prototype let participating central banks control the flow of their CBDC and monitor transactions and balances of their issued CBDC with programmable levels of transaction privacy and aspects of automated compliance.
So just in that statement right there, you can honor the compliance we were talking about and that James Wallis discussed in that podcast that you didn't get to hear. You can honor the compliance and the jurisdictional regions by having this prototype sit between that can settle in seconds, he says, and eliminate the pre-funding of accounts.
It used algorithms and smart contracts to improve liquidity management along the transaction chain, as opposed to individual correspondent banks having to manually estimate supply and demand and pre-fund their own individual accounts.
There it is right there. And not having to fund those, pre-fund those accounts. That is really describing what the attributes are of the bridge currency XRP, is it not? And it doesn't mean it couldn't be something else. Of course it could, right? But I'm a speculator and a prospector in this space, and I do believe that there's a reason that Ripple, in fact, has somebody like James Wallis working as the vice president for central bank engagements of CBDCs. You know, there's a reason that Ripple doesn't have somebody there changing oil, because they're not in the changing oil business. But they are, in fact, in the business of onboarding central banks and engagement of launching central bank digital currencies off their private ledger they have built. That, to me, is remarkable. And that's where I'm going to wrap it right there. Hit that like and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Things are moving faster than we think. I really do believe that. And I believe that the conversation that we've seen of late on Capitol Hill in the United States, engaging the largest economy of the world, when they pass regulation and legislation, I'm telling you, this will be game on for the world, because this doesn't really take off no matter where it begins. It really doesn't take off until the largest economy joins into the rush. And when they do, it will be on like you've never seen. That's going to do it for me. Hit that like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Share with somebody you know. Check out all the links in the description box and the comment section. Great products and specials we provide for you guys that I use each and every day. And they are trusted, vetted links. Be very careful what you click on out here. I'll catch you on the next one.